All set, Kristen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kristen Proud, Vice Chair of New York Creates. I'd like to welcome everyone to the meeting and thank you for your time this afternoon. I will now do a roll call of the directors who are participating in our meeting today. Michael Abbott.
Present.
Anita Brown.
Present.
Christine Chung.
Present.
Heather Hage.
Present.
Dr. Mengling Shao.
Present.
And Ken Tompkins. Ken, are you able to hear us? I know you're having some audio challenges and video challenges this afternoon. Just let's give it a moment and see if Ken's able to rejoin.
Kristen, he said a note saying he's having trouble connecting. We do have a quorum without him, so I think it's okay to proceed.
Okay, then we'll do so. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin shortly. I'd also like this afternoon to recognize the advisory representatives designees who are able to join us. The first is Ian Rosenblum. Ian is the designee of the Chancellor of the State University of New York. We also have Dr. Andrew Russell, who is the designee of the SUNY Poly Foundation. In addition, we have the member representative Ryan Farrell, who is representing this Research Foundation for the State University of New York. And we also have several of our New York Creates officers who are participating in today's meeting as well. We have David Anderson, Patricia Arciero Craig, Paul Kelly, Scott Bateman, Timothy Taylor, and Patricia Buckland. At this point, I'd like to ask everyone to mute their computers or other devices when they are not speaking in order to minimize any background noise. And also, if you would please identify yourself when you do speak and make a motion. And also, when we are taking the vote, I will call out each director's name for their vote so that we can accurately record each one. At this point, I would just pause and ask if anyone has a conflict of interest or potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the items that are on today's agenda. And if so, please make the appropriate disclosure on the record at this time, and then recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to that item when it comes up on the agenda. Seeing no hands and hearing nothing, then it looks like we do not have any conflicts today. So we will move to the approval of the minutes. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of the New York Creates Board meeting that was held on August 1, 2023, please?
So moved by Mengling Shao.
Thank you. A second?
Mike Abbott, I second it.
Thank you, Mike. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it, and the motion to approve the board meeting minutes is adopted. At this time, we'll move to the Finance Committee report, and as chair of the Finance Committee, I'll present the report to you. The first item is the annual plan for New York Creates, Fuller Road Management Corporation, and Fort Schuyler Management Corporation. Could I have a motion to consider and adopt New York Creates Resolution number 21, FRMC Resolution number 188, and FSMC Resolution number 208, approving and authorizing the annual plan, please?
This is Christine Chung, so moved.
Thank you, Christine. A second?
Second, Heather.
Thanks, Heather. So staff advised that the bylaws of New York Creates, Fuller Road Management Corporation, and Fort Schuyler Management Corporation provide that the president, with the recommendation of the chief financial officer, shall present to the board of directors for its annual approval the annual plan, which shall set forth all anticipated revenues and expenditures and include A, the approved expenditure levels, including approved changes and estimated income and expenditures for the current fiscal year, B, the actual income and expenditures for the prior fiscal year, and C, the estimated income and expenditures for the forthcoming fiscal year. The 2023-24 annual plan was prepared and submitted to the Finance Committee upon the recommendation of management, the Chief Financial Officer, and finance staff. The Finance Committee approved the resolutions described in the memorandum provided to you in advance of the meeting, including recommending that the board approve the same actions. So the requested actions are approval of New York Creates Resolution number 21, FRMC Resolution number 188, and FSMC Resolution number 208. I'll open up the floor at this time for any discussion or questions regarding the annual plan. All right, at this time, we'll move on to the vote on the annual plan, beginning with Michael Abbott, please. All right, Anita Brown. Aye. Christine Chung.
Aye.
Heather Hage.
Aye.
Dr. Mengling Zhao.
Aye.
Ken Tompkins. Looks like we have lost Ken. Mike, we didn't hear your vote. Could you repeat it? You're on mute, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Aye.
Thank you. It looks like Ken has lost his connection again. I would like to be recorded in the affirmative as well. So the ayes have it and the motion is adopted. The next item from the Finance Committee report is transfer of funds. So I'd like to ask for a motion to consider and adopt resolutions approving the transfer of funds from FRMC to New York Creates and from New York Creates to FSMC. Could I have a motion, please?
So move, Anita Brown.
Thanks, Anita. A second?
This is Mike. I second it.
Thank you, Mike. So pursuant to its certificates of incorporation, FRMC was formed and is to be operated exclusively for the purpose of holding title to real estate, collecting income therefrom, and transferring the entire amount thereof, less any expenses, to its member, which is New York Creates. In FRMC's 2023-24 fiscal year, $14 million has been identified as not being required for its operations and which therefore may be transferred to its sole member, New York Creates, in accordance with FRMC's purposes. New York Creates identified and anticipates receipt of $14 million from FRMC, its wholly owned subsidiary, during its 2023-24 fiscal year and seeks to transfer $5 million of those funds to FSMC for working capital during the 2023-24 fiscal year at such times and in such amounts as will be determined by New York Creates Chief Financial Officer. The Finance Committee approved the resolutions described in the memorandum provided to the board in advance of this meeting, including recommending that the board approve the same actions today. So the requested action is approving FRMC resolution number 190 and New York Creates resolution number 23. At this point, I'll open it up to any questions or comments regarding either of these two resolutions. Okay, hearing none, we'll move to the vote, beginning with Mike Abbott.
Aye.
Anita Brown.
Aye.
Christine Chung.
Aye.
Heather Hage.
Aye.
Dr. Mengling Zhao.
Aye.
Ken Tompkins. Ken, can you hear us? Okay, we seem to have lost Ken's connection. Oh, Ken? Thank you very much. Affirmative. And I would also like to be recorded in the affirmative. The ayes have it and the motion is adopted. The next item from the Finance Committee is NanoFab reflection. I would ask for a motion to consider and adopt New York Creates Resolution number 22 and FRMC Resolution number 189, approving a second notice to proceed and related actions for NanoFab reflection. Is there a motion?
So moved by Mengling Zhao.
Thank you. A second?
Second, Anita Brown.
Thank you, Anita. Pursuant to FRMC Resolution number 187, which was adopted on August 1st of this year, FRMC entered into a design and construction services agreement with DPS Gilbane, a contractual joint venture and partnership for the design, construction, startup, commission and related services associated with the construction of a new 50,000 square foot clean room facility to be called NanoFab Reflection. Pursuant to a notice to proceed authorized by resolution number 187 and dated as of September 18th of this year, FRMC authorized and the design builder agreed to commence services under the agreement for the design of the project in an amount not to exceed $22 million. During the pendency of the completion of the design phase, FRMC desires to authorize the design builder to acquire certain equipment and related items that require lengthy lead times in order to maintain the established project construction schedule. New York Creates is in receipt of a $5 million grant from the Research Foundation for, among other things, the expansion of clean room facilities at the Albany Nanotech Complex. And New York Creates and FRMC desire to have the Research Foundation SUNY grant funds transferred to FRMC to be utilized by FRMC for such long lead acquisitions required for this project. Furthermore, upon mutual agreement between FRMC and the design builder of the specific long lead items to be acquired, FRMC desires to issue the design builder a notice to proceed in an amount not to exceed $5 million. The Finance Committee reviewed and approved the resolutions described in the memorandum provided to the board members in advance of this meeting, including recommending that the board approve this same action. So the requested action at this time is approval of New York Creates Resolution number 22 and FRMC Resolution number 189. I'll open it up for any questions or comments. There are any? Hearing none, we will move to the vote, starting with Michael Abbott,
Aye.
Anita Brown,
Aye.
Christine Chung,
Aye.
Heather Hage,
Aye.
Dr. Mingling Chao,
Aye.
Ken Tompkins. And I would also like to be recorded in the affirmative. So the ayes have it and the motion is adopted. The next item is a lease amendment with Watlow Electric Manufacturing Company. Could I have a motion, please, to consider and adopt a lease with Watlow?
So moved, Christine Chung.
And a second, please?
Second by Mengling Xiao.
Okay, so by way of background, Watlow is a Missouri corporation, and it is a designer and manufacturer of complete thermal systems. It seeks to lease 120 square feet of office space in CSTEM for a term commencing November 1, 2023, and the term of the contract would end October 31, 2024. The tenant will pay $4,800 in rent for the term. The rent does include utilities as well as operating expenses. The Finance Committee did review and consider this resolution and approved it and is recommending that the board do the same today. So the requested action is approval of a resolution approving and authorizing the corporation to enter into a lease with Watlow as requested in the memorandum provided to the board members in advance of this meeting. Any questions or comments on this lease? Okay. We'll start with the vote with Mike Abbott then.
Aye.
Anita Brown,
Aye.
Christine Chung,
Aye.
Doreen Harris, Dr. Mengling Chao,
Aye.
Heather Hage,
Aye.
Ken Tompkins,
Aye.
and I would also like to be recorded in the affirmative. The ayes have it and the motion is adopted. The next is a lease amendment with Menlo Microsystems, Inc. Could I have a motion to consider and adopt a lease amendment with Menlo, please?
So move, Anita Brown.
Thank you, Anita. A second? Thank you, Ken. Menlo is a manufacturer of enhanced electronic switches that can handle high temperature, high stress conditions. And this company currently leases 3,458 square feet of space in NFE. At our meeting on August 1st, the board approved a lease amendment with Menlo for 910 square feet of lab space for a term commencing on October 1 of this year for a 22-month period, with an option to extend the term for the lab space for up to 2 additional 24-month periods. The parties seek to, 1, change the rent commencement date from October 1 to 60 days after the effective date, and 2, revise the option to extend the lease to also include the office space that Menlo currently leases, which would be that 3,458 square feet of office space in NFE. The Finance Committee reviewed and approved the resolution described in the memorandum provided to the board in advance of this meeting and are recommending that the board approve the same action today. So the recommended action, or I'm sorry, I should say the requested action, as well as the recommended action from the Finance Committee, is approval of a resolution authorizing and approving the corporation to enter into a lease amendment with Menlo as requested in the memorandum provided to you in advance of this meeting. Are there any questions or comments? Okay, we'll go to the vote, starting with Michael Abbott, please.
Aye.
Anita Brown,
Aye.
Christine Chung,
Aye.
Heather Hage.
Aye.
Dr. Mengling Xiao,
Aye.
Ken Tompkins. Ken? And I would also like to be recorded in the affirmative. The ayes have it, and this motion is adopted. At this point, that concludes the report from the Finance Committee, and I would like to move to new business. Is there any new business to be considered? And if you do have an item, I would ask that you please state your name and offer the new business item by making a motion. Hearing none, I do have one item of new business for us today, and that is Ken Tompkins, our longtime board colleague, has advised that he will be stepping down from the board effective after today's meeting. I want to take the opportunity to thank Ken for all of his valued service on the board of New York Creates. Ken has been on the board since the inception of New York Creates, which was in December of 2019. And Ken also served with the Fuller Road Management Company and the Fort Schuyler Management Corporation since 2017. So he has a long history with us here on the various boards. I mean, we are most grateful to him for his dedication and commitment and all the contributions to the work of FRMC, FSMC, and more recently, New York Creates. Very grateful to Ken, certainly, and we will miss him on the board. In addition, I wanted to let all of you know that Michael Frame has stepped down from his role as a member representative to the board for the SUNY Poly Foundation. We also thank Mike for his dedicated service as an advisory rep, as well as the previous service that he provided when he was a board member of New York Creates, as well as its 2 affiliate corporations, FRMC and FSMC. And finally, and I introduced him at the beginning of the meeting, but I will reintroduce him. We want to welcome Dr. Andrew Russell. Andrew is succeeding Mike Frame as the SUNY Foundation member representative. So we'll be seeing lots more of Dr. Andrew Russell in meetings to come. I didn't know if anyone wants to add anything. I wanted to be sure that all of you were aware of some board changes.
This is Christine Chung. I would like to thank my colleagues for their long and distinguished service. I'm very grateful for all of their hard work and mentorship.
Thank you, Christine. And I'm sorry that Ken's lost his connection, but we'll certainly convey our gratitude offline as well. Yeah.
Kristen, it's Ken. I don't know if you can hear me. I managed to join back by phone.
Yes,
and
we can hear you very clearly. Thanks, Ken.
Sorry. I apologize. Thanks to everybody. I'm very proud to have served with all of you, and I'm grateful that for all the work you'll continue to do.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't know if anyone else has any business to offer. I'll open it up one more time. And if not, then I would ask if there's anyone from the public who would like to provide an opportunity for comment. And if so, please introduce yourself and keep your comments to 2 minutes. I'll give it a moment to see if we have anyone from the public who would like to comment. Okay, hearing none. Schedule for the next meeting is to be determined. So once we finalize the date for our next meeting, we will notify you and obviously post it on the website as we always do in addition. If there is no further business, I would have asked for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. This is Mike.
Thanks, Mike, a second.
Christine Sean, second.
Thank you. All in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it, and we are adjourned. Thank you all again for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.